Okay, this is more of an unknown, obscure model, but still comparable to all the top models in the industry. So we'll begin with the side profile. And first we can see that the nose protrusion is ideal. And you measure this in this way. And we can see that is the protrusion of this measurement. You should do it in a different color. This measurement divided by this measurement is ideal at 0.64. And anywhere from 0.55 to 0.68 to 0.68 is ideal in men. And there's another nasal protrusion measurement that is used, and that is the nasal height width to height ratio. So you divide this by this, and his is also ideal at 0.78. And we can see that the nose is also ideal in terms of the facial convexity profile. Total facial convexity, and it's called total because it included the nose. So here we have an angle of 144 degrees, which is perfect ideal. Alright, let's move on to the front. And in the front view, the bigonal width, which is called the jaw width, is 90%, which is perfectly ideal. You want to be in that 85.5 to 92% range, like 92, 93-ish. And chin to philtrum ratio is also ideal. It's a bit high, but I would still consider this ideal because it's masculinized. So that is also ideal. One slight flaw is that his facial width to height ratio, which divides this by this, is 1.86. And ideally you want to be about 1.9 to 2.1, or let me check this, 2.05 is ideal. 2.1 starts to get a little bit high as well, but it's not a big deal. You can just see it's mostly because of the brows are a little bit higher, but okay. Next, facial thirds are all perfectly ideal. So there's an even split of facial thirds that are masculinized and harmonious. So I'll round here to make it quicker. 32.3%. This is 33.7%. And this is 34.1%. So you can see that they're all very close to 1/3. And this is the biggest, which is great. Okay, we're going quickly, like we're not going to go over every single measurement, but they're all on the document if you want to take a look. And next we'll look at the eye separation, which is great. It's not the most ideal, but I would still not consider it a flaw at all. So his eye separation is 47.8% of his facial width, and his eyes are about 0.87 eyes widths apart, which is pretty decent. It's good. It's not a big flaw. And it also helps balance. As you can see, this one's wider and this one is closer, so it sort of balances it out. The mid-face ratio is a perfect near 1-to-1 square at 0.98, so that is also highly idealized. And lastly, we'll take a look at the canthal tilt, or the tilt of the eyes. And I'll do a tutorial video on how to take all of these in specifics, going into specifics in another video, but his canto tilt is about 8.6 degrees, around 8 to 8.6, which is, I would say it's ideal because the ideal range is about 5.2 to 8.5. So I wouldn't really deduct for 0.1 degrees. And let's take a look at the final scoring. So he scores exceptionally high, on par and comparable with the top models of all time. So right now I have him at 6th place, and he scores about 89.5% total, and the side and the front are pretty close to this, so it's pretty balanced. There's not one lacking far behind. And that is it for this model.